Welcome to this new tutorial where we are going to see how to enter stock in the store or into the warehouse, or how to make purchases and how to manipulate stock in such gestion commerciale. Before we get into imputing stock, you need to make sure that you must have created what we are going to call depot de stock or a warehouse. When you come to Structure, you are going to see the last option here, depot de stock. You should have created at least a depot de stock, or let's call it a warehouse, because without this you cannot make any purchase or any sales transaction, because there is no place where stock is being kept. So already I created one here. If you have to create one, you just take nouveau. What I created is a point of sales, point de vente, because actually here I consider that we are going to be keeping stock at the sales point. You could go ahead and create another one, like for a warehouse, in such a way that you have a point of sales and you equally have a warehouse, such a way that when you bring in goods, you can decide and instead put it in a warehouse or put it in another store. It all depends on how you're managing it. You can be managing stock from different stores or from a store and different warehouses. However, the first one you create is going to be the depot principal, is going to be the point of sales by default. It means that the first one you create by default, every entry or every exit will be done in that particular warehouse, and you're going to see a tick here. I'm going to create another one. I'm going to call it warehouse. Responsible depot is the person who's in charge of this depot. You put all other informations if they are available. And the category comptable, you see here magasinage. You can remember when we were doing settings in the very first video. When doing settings, we had to create a category comptable for stock, where we had to create something like warehousing. So that is what you're going to select here. Now, if you created the first one and you do not want that first one to be the default warehouse, here you have now the possibility to define the other one you're creating. You can define it as the principal warehouse or the warehouse by default. In this case, this one will become the principal warehouse and this one will not be the principal warehouse. The principal warehouse or the default warehouse is simply where by default, when you make entries or when you make exits, it is that warehouse or it is that depot or it is that point of sales which is being affected. However, I'll just take OK and allow the first one. You see the second one does not have any tick by its side because it is not the principal warehouse. Once you have created a depot, you can already go ahead in the making purchase documents or inputting stock into your warehouse. But before that, again, I would like you to make sure that you must have created customers. When you come to Structure, you see a client, and you must have equally created the fournisseur, which are suppliers, because you cannot create a purchase document without having at least a supplier, same as you cannot make a sales document without having a customer. Very important. For you to impute stock, like for example, here I have the list of my articles. So I had to create some articles so we can easily work with it. It's true, some of them I didn't put the prices, but you can always click on it and modify the purchase price as well as the selling price. So there are equally some goods already that have some units in stock. You can see prix d'achat stock here, prix de vente. Already from this list you can see products that have nothing or that have something in stock. So if you want to impute goods in stock, each time you make a purchase, you will surely have to do what we call document d'achat. Each time you purchase goods, you have to do what we call document d'achat to actually show that goods has entered. And for you to do that, you go to the menu bar traitement. On the traitement, you're going to see document d'achat, so you click on it. From here, you can see the different procedures. So for you to make purchases, you see a préparation de commande, preparation of an order, bon de commande, purchase order, bon de livraison, delivery order, bon de retour, a return of goods, bon d'avoir financier. You have your factory, which is an invoice, and here you have factory comptabilisé. All of these things are just the procedures for you to make purchases. However, all these other documents like a bon de commande, they are not going to affect the stock. It means that when we take nouveau here, we're not going to take any other thing than taking factory. You are taking factory here in case the products have already arrived and you have to impute the unit and stuff. However, you can make a purchase order. After making the purchase order, you convert the document to an invoice. And I equally want you to understand that an invoice shows what we call the amount payable. Another way of saying that the invoice will show that the settlement has not yet been done. It shows that you have made a purchase on credit. However, I'm going to create a purchase document directly with factory now. I'll create another one with bundle command, really meaning a purchase order, sending a purchase order to a customer. And then we are going to convert that purchase order to maybe an invoice factory later on. So let me start by creating one document for factory. I'll click on factory. Remember, this is where we are. We came to traitement, document des achats, and we took nouveau, and we take factory. We take OK. So from here, I'll expand this, and I'm going to select, the very first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to select the supplier from whom I'm making the purchases. You can remember, you can create your suppliers here under structure fournisseur, and if you have any other thing, that delivery zone, delivery date, and every other information, a reference number to put the good. However, you can see there here below everything is locked. You cannot yet start entering transactions until you come and click on the button valid, or you press on the enter key on your keyboard. So when you click on valid, the color, the cells for you to start imputing the products you have purchased are opened, and here you can see reference, destination, prix d'achat, quantité, policy, conditionnement, and so on. So you will come and stand under article, reference d'article, in order for you to put the reference of the article. Then you press the tab key. A list is going to appear for you to select. So I'm going to take, for example, any reference. I don't have any reference in mind, so I will just put any reference. I use the tab key on my keyboard, and the list of all the articles are going to appear. From here, I have to select which article I'm actually purchasing. Don't be surprised that the interface you have for the list that shows on your own site is different from the interface you have here, because I had to personalize the interface of the list that is showing up here. For you to personalize, you right click anywhere and you take personnaliser la liste. Under personaliser la liste, you now select the informations you want to see and the informations you do not want to see. That which you do not want to see, you click on it, and then you take supprimer. That one you want to see, you click on it, and you take ajouter. Simple as that. After that, you can take ajuster automatiquement les colonnes, so that all the columns should be visible in the small window you have in front of you. So let's say I am making a purchase of Pucelle perfume, 150 milliliters. Already in stock, there is nothing. It shows that if I'm imputing this, automatically the quantity I'm going to write in this document will come and figure out on that Pucelle perfume 150 milliliters. So either I double click on it, or I click on it once, then I take OK. The product is going to appear up here. There was no purchase price, so let's say it is being purchased for 400 francs, and I am going to put the quantity I have purchased, say 100 units, and then I click on enregistrer. When I click on enregistrer, the product is going to appear down here, permitting me to get to the next product. So I put a reference. I put the reference of the product, then I use the tab key to look for it. So let's say I am purchasing a product called alcohol, 60 milliliters. So when I click on it, it comes in here. Unfortunately, when I created the article, I didn't put the purchase price. So based on the document I have in front of me, I'm simply going to put the purchase price of that product, then put the quantity I have purchased, say 10 units, and so forth and so forth. You keep on imputing all the products. If I come to structure, I come to article. Can you remember these two articles I just entered now? They were not in stock. Nothing was in stock, right? It means that if I come and interrogate the account by going to structure, article, in the list of articles, if I look for this product, alcohol, 60 milliliters, stock here 10, just like we just imputed 10 units. Can you see that? Let's check on Pucelle perfume. If I go check on Pucelle perfume, for me to easily get to it, I could come to the search bar in this list, start looking for it, or I could simply start writing the first 3 letters of the product, like PU, on my keyboard. It will take me directly to it, and this is the quantity in stock, 100 units. I can double click on it, for example, to modify the purchase price, say, and maybe modify the selling price. So that is it. Actually, this is how you make purchases. This is how each time you have goods that you have purchased, you have to enter it this way in your system, so that it can show an increase in stock in your warehouse. So I'm going to take OK. You can see here one document has been created, and the status is comptabilisé. We're going to be seeing more about this later. So like I promised, we're going to create another one, but starting through a bomb, the command, which is a purchase order. It therefore means that we are going to make a purchase order, send it to our supplier before he's going to send us the goods. Same procedure, I click on bond command, I click OK, and this list open. I select the supplier to whom I am making the purchase order, then I take validate. I start looking for the product. I'm going to select the product that does not yet exist in stock, so you actually see the gymnastic behind it. I'm going to take electronic mosquito mat. This product, as you can see, there is under stock real, there is nothing there, so I'm going to take it. Let me say the unit price for it is I don't really know exactly, but I'm just going to put 1,500 francs. And let's say I'm making an order, I'm placing an order of 100 units. Then I take a string. Let's choose another product again. Let's say the product is for example, let's take something that will not disturb us later. Oral-B 140 gram. As you can see, there's nothing in stock. I'm going to take it here. Or let's say the purchase price is 500. I'm going to put the quantity, say 20 units, and so on and so forth. So when I take OK, the document has been created, and the status is, and why we are going to be discussing the status later. If you come to articles, first of all, which product did we make a bond command? There is electronic mosquito, and there is Oral-B 140. If you come and interrogate the article in question, I think the name of the article was electronic. If you come interrogate the article, you're going to see that there's nothing in stock, because actually we didn't make any purchase document. This was a purchase order. It therefore means that we're still sending the order to the supplier for him to send the goods, so it's not yet in stock. So from here you can then convert a purchase order to a document, to an invoice. For you to do that, however, this is the document here. If I double click on it, I can go under there will be an option here as transform it, like to transform this document from purchase order to something else. So I'm going to take transform it. When I take transform it, I have I can convert it to a bon de livraison, which is a delivery order, but I don't want to convert it to this document. I want to convert it to facture or invoice. So when I click on it, I select the date this is being done, and I just take OK. When I take OK, this document is no more the status has changed. Right now the status is at comptabiliser. It is no more envoyé. Like when it was a purchase order, the description of the status was envoyé, meaning to be sent. Now this one is comptabiliser, meaning to be accounted for. So if you now go and interrogate the article, you are going to see that the article is already in stock, because it is no more a purchase order, it is now a facture. Very important, very important. You need to know that these particular two invoices we just created, just like the word imply an invoice, it therefore means that the settlement for these invoices has not yet been made. It therefore means that the supplier in question we selected here is surely owing us some sums of money. If you want to know whether the supplier is owing you, there are many ways. In some other videos we are going to see the procedures for you to interrogate the account of suppliers, how much you are owing your suppliers or how much your customers are owing you. But in this course, let me just show you vividly how to do that in another way, or in a simpler way. If I go to structure, I go to fournisseur, that's suppliers. If I enter in that supplier in question, I can come to interroger, or I can come to solvabilité. When I go to solvability, it's going to show us how much money that particular supplier is owing us. It totals to 205,000 francs. It therefore means that this particular supplier has not yet settled debts worth 205,000 francs, which comes as a result of these two documents we created. This one is 116,000 as total to be paid. Same year, the amount here is 45,000. You already see, if you add them, you are going to see that the amount 205,000 is correct. Now what happens when you want to show that you have settled the debt? That is, for you to show that you have settled your supplier's debt, it means you need to make payments on these invoices. When you finally pay your supplier, or even if you paid him the same day, you have to come to traitement, and you will take gestion des règlements, management of payments. So you are going to take saisir un règlement fournisseur, like for suppliers, same as saisir un règlement client. Should, in case it was a purchase document or a customer was owing you and he has made a payment, you come and make saisir des règlements client. For our case, we're going to make saisir des règlements fournisseur. When I take this, I will have to select the supplier in question, then take afficher, so as to show the information concerning him. So what I could equally come here and see règlement sold, like how much money this guy is owing us. However, I'll take the date. I'll have to mention the date of the payment. Say this date. I can put a description. I can put a description like being payment number 00554. I can put that. Then I put the amount, because we are owing the supplier 205,000. It does not mean that we will always pay directly 205,000. There can be an advancement. Let's say 105,000 has been advanced. Here you select the means of payment. The journal code where the transaction is going to be recorded. So I'll allow cash or cash journal. Then I take enregister. So you can see here that a total settlement of 105,000 has been made. So I can close this. This is how you make settlement. Remember, you go to traitement, gestion des comptes, gestion des règlements. Then you take saisie des règlements fournisseur. Same thing to do when you want to, when a customer settles his debts. If I come to structure fournisseur and I come under that particular supplier, under solvabilité, you are going to see that portefeuille, the total amount he was owing was 205,000, règlement 105,000, dépendance or the balance 100,000. So you see we are still owing 100,000 to this particular supplier because we have paid 105,000. That is how you make purchases, and you make a settlement on your purchases. I think you can equally make the settlement directly from the document. The procedure we took, traitement, gestion des règlements, saisie des règlements fournisseurs, is globally. You can equally make settlements according to documents, just a document. How do you do that? Without passing through traitement. When you are here, we are in the list of purchase documents, traitement, document d'achat. We have a document d'achat here, à comptabiliser, we just created. If I come here, I can come at the level of, I think it is règlement. You come here to pied, you are going to see here règlement, like settlement. So when you take settlement, you just put a description. You put a description, you put a reference. You select the journal code, you put the amount you are settling. However, at this level, the total amount of the invoice is going to show up in here. But if you are not making a complete settlement, you give the amount you are settling, and then you let's say you are settling just 60,000. So from here you just take OK, and the settlement has been done, and this particular invoice has been blocked. You cannot add any other element again. So if we go interrogate our supplier, you are going to see he shall surely be owing us just 40,000, and this is it, meaning we have made the settlements of 165,000. It's now owing us 4,000. So those are the two ways of making settlements inside gestion commerciale. Now it is possible that you want to make sales. It is true, there is another software to manage sales, but still inside gestion commerciale you can make sales, but these sales are not going to be a point of sales related. It means if you are making a document de vente here, as you can see on the traitement, you see document de vente. If you are making a document de vente, it will therefore mean that that document is going to be in the form of an invoice, and in that case it has not yet been paid. So I'm just going to create a new one. Still the same thing, you can make a bon de commande should, in case a customer sends you a purchase order, you make a bon de commande, then you transform it to an invoice. But I'm going to go directly to an invoice, making a purchase document. So I will take OK. From here I have to select the customer who is actually buying the goods. Then I take validate at least. So from here I select the product I'm selling. Remember, I cannot sell a product that does not exist in stock. So I select the product in question. If this list does not show me the kind of information I need, because I want that when I take this list, it shows me if there is a product in stock, the purchase price, the selling price. So what do? I right click, then I click personaliser seller list. I say I want stock real, I take ajouter. I want prix d'achat, I take ajouter, prix de vente, I take ajouter. I don't want to be seeing a reference au fournisseur, the supplier's reference. I will go into take supprimer. I don't want to see the customer's reference. I don't want to see the family. And these are the few informations I want to see, so I take OK. It's here. Let's say I'm selling, let me adjust the columns. Let's say I am selling duo anti-tache clear. There are 9 units in stock, so when I double click on it, I put the quantity the customer has purchased. Remember, has purchased on credit. So let's say the person is purchasing 5. What will I do? I'll take enregistering. If he's taking any other thing, I keep on putting it there, until he's done with his invoice. So at the end of the day, I'm simply going to take OK. But remember, this document has not yet been settled. Either I double click inside, and then I come to pied d'intake règlement, or I simply go to traitement, gestion des règlements clients. As simple as that. So that is it. How to create purchases, how to create purchase document, how to create sales document, and how they are being affected, how the stock is being affected, and how to make settlements. Um, in the last part, we are going to be seeing about document the stock. Document the stock simply shows the different entries and the different exits movement. If some goods got bad, you surely have to do what we call document de sortie, meaning to exit some goods in the warehouse, from the warehouse. If there are some goods that has expired, like the date has expired, you can make a sortie, or you can make a movement entry for you to make any other entry of goods which is not directly related to purchases. This one is mostly used when you do inventory. However, let's say there is a product that I want to exit from stock without passing through sales actually, or it got bad. So let me talk about for example this let me take a simple product. Let's say alcohol 60 milliliters. So what will I do? I will come here to traitement, document the stock, and I take nouveau. What type of movement do you want to take? I'm going to take movement de sortie. I take OK. From here I'm going to give a reference, the reason why I'm doing that, and also I'm going to select the warehouse or the depot where this transaction is being initiated. Then I take validate. I select the product. It was alcohol. So I put the reference of the article. I think the reference was not well written. And this is the article. So what do I do with it? I reduce the quantity. Do you remember there were 10 of them? Now if I reduce one, if I make an exit of one, if you come to structure, you go to article, you're surely going to see that that alcohol is surely left just with 9 units. As you can see, very effective. So that's how you make exits. Now we have created two depots, one as point of sales, the other one as the warehouse. Let's say that you have some goods that came when you made purchases, you mistakenly made purchases. However, when you make purchases, it all enters in a point of sales, point of vente, because this is the default warehouse. Now you want to send some in the warehouse because you don't have enough space at your point of sales. What you're going to do is that you're going to make a transfer of stock from one warehouse to another. That is where document movement, the transfer comes in. So you click on it, or let's say you take nouveau, then you take mouvement de transfert. Mouvement de transfert, it therefore means that you'll be sending some products from one warehouse to another warehouse. Transfer de from to. So I'm going to say to warehouse because it's moving from point of sales to warehouse. I take OK, validate. So I start selecting the product I want to transfer. I'm going to personalize this list so that it shows the elements I want to see actually. I'm going to remove 5 minutes. Good. So from here I'm going to say that I want to exit some of these goods or transfer some of these goods to the warehouse. So I'll just click on it, then I put the quantity I'm transferring, say 10 units. When I take and register, two transactions are going to be recorded. One is going to be minus, another one is going to be plus. So say that one left from point of sales and it entered in warehouse. So that is how you make movements in the warehouse. However, when you install the software SaaS, or you install an accounting system for the first time in the company, you obviously have to create to bring the opening stock of that business. You could start by making what we call inventaire or inventory, or might be at the end of the month you surely want to do what we call inventory. However, I usually use this when I want to enter the initial stock of some articles. I could directly go to traitement, document the stock, then take mouvement d'entrée in order to enter those initial products. You can equally come to traitement and take saisie d'inventaire. So saisie d'inventaire is also going to show all the products in the enterprise for you to be imputing the actual quantities. Nothing that difficult. So that is it for this video. I guess you loved it. We are going to get another video to show you more interesting things in the SaaS gestion commerciale. Get to you in the next video, and don't forget to watch the previous videos because they are essential things to guide you for the videos that are coming up. See you.